Come on now. Welcome to the Late Late Show. I'm your host, TV's Craig Ferguson. Sit down, relax. Take your pants off. At home, no, not the studio audience. Keep yours on for now, but later, we'll see. If you pay for dinner, who knows? It's a great day for America today, and I'll tell you why. It's a great night for American television, because tonight I'm going to talk about the only subject you really want to hear about. Tonight I'm going to talk about sex. Talk about sex. Sex talk for the full 60 minutes. Can you imagine if 60 Minutes did that? That wouldn't be so... Ed Bradley showing a little thigh. Andy Rooney, a little ass cleavage. No, I'm good. I'm sorry. Scratch that from your mind. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not really going to talk about sex for the whole hour. You kidding me? I'm not as young as I was. I can talk about sex really fast for 5 minutes, and then I'll need to have a snack and a nap. And maybe a little cry. Just spoon me a little. I'll be all right. I'll tell you why I'm talking like this. I'll tell you why I've got the filthy talk going on. Oh, I'm bad. I'll tell you why. Oh, I liked that. That's weird, huh? This week in Washington, D.C., a team of researchers unveiled a new study that says that the amount of sexual content on American TV has doubled since 1998. Doubled since 1998. How big is this going to get? It depends on how excited I get, I suppose. But pretty big. Oh, Scottish. It's all that damp air. Now, listen, these researchers in D.C., they actually spent thousands of hours watching TV, counting each time sex was mentioned or shown. Now, so I hope they included CBS, because their home audience gets screwed every night. Every single night. Round about this time of night. That's when it happens. I'm kidding. Yeah. I want to ask, though, who are these researchers? I mean, a team of researchers counting... Oh, they said sex. Oh, they said sex. Shouldn't they be working on something? I don't know, curing diseases or something? That's research. I mean, a man goes through college and medical school, earns a postdoctorate degree, and then gets a job counting the hookups in the OC. That's not a job. I want that job. You know, and it was never all this... It wasn't always like this on TV. It wasn't always sexy sex on TV. In the 1950s, you couldn't show a married couple sleeping in the same bed. It wasn't allowed. Lucille Ball and her husband, Ricky, slept in separate beds on that show. Maybe that's why he was so irritable all the time. Lucy, you got some splaining to do. I got the blue cajones, Lucy. You make me mad, Lucy. Mr. Ed, the talking horse, he slept... Well, he slept in a different stable than Mrs. Ed. Although I think it was something to do with Wilbur. I don't know. Wilbur, stop hogging the blanket. I just creeped myself out more than the Andy Rooney thing. That really creeped me out. Back then in the 50s, though, when couples kissed on TV, they had to keep one foot on the floor at all times. As soon as someone had both feet off the ground, it couldn't be shown because it was considered a sexual act. I would consider that a magic act, actually. If you get both feet off the ground, that's like one of those David Blaine things. That's something. I pay to see that. You know, when I was a wee boy, I used to watch television with my dad. That's what we did. And when you'd be watching something like any old crap that was on, and like it'd be Dallas or something, or Dynasty, and a sexy scene would come on. Like, I'd be sitting in front of my dad, I'd be on the couch, and you could just feel the awkwardness come into the room. It was like horrible. It was like a fog rolling down from the couch. And we'd both be like, oh, man, no. And then my dad, he would always say this, he'd always go, this is rubbish. See what's on the other side. This is rubbish. Because my dad, he would always say, I think that Coyote cartoon, you know, the Roadrunner, I think that's on the other side. He loved that. It was the only thing he laughed at is the Coyote and Roadrunner. He did all the time. He used to always say, that Coyote's going to get it. He'll never learn, he said. My dad doesn't like sexy movies. He likes tough movies. His favourite movie is a High Plains Drifter. You know that Clint Eastwood movie? You know that movie? That's an amazing movie. That's the movie Clint Eastwood rides into town, he kills 3 people, he gets a haircut, he has sex with a woman, and it's the first 5 minutes. And then from there it goes on. They don't make him like that anymore. Well, they do, but they don't show him on TV anymore. See, now, of course, on TV, you can show couples in bed together on TV, but it's still not like real life. Because they do all that, you know, they show the sexy moving around, but the sheets do extraordinary things. They kind of wrap around the bodies, covering up strategic areas. Just enough skin to titillate, but you know, oh, yes. How do they do that? They must have a staple gun under the pillow or something. Ooh, I think I'm turning myself on doing this. I haven't worked this hard since I was a dancer. But the sex on television is usually accompanied by artful camera dissolves. You know, the things moving, and a little saxophone music, maybe. That's always the saxophone. It's always the... Which I don't think actually is right for sex. I think it should be John Philip Sousa music. You know, like a... That's how we do it in the old country. That's right, I'm feeling romantic, Morag. Scottish women watching this going, oh, he's terrible. But you're watching a sex scene on TV, and just when it's getting good, bam, a commercial. For a, you know, it's always the way for a laxative or a Limp Bizkit album. It really kills the mood. And you can't show the after-sex cigarette now either on television. It's gone. You can't smoke on TV like you used to. And you know, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but, you know, having chewing tobacco isn't the same. The after-sex chewing tobacco, it's not quite the same. Having a spittoon by the bed, it's not as good. It doesn't do it for me. Well, that was terrific, baby. You know what I love in sex scenes on television? When, like, people are having sex and they're all like that, and then they have to get out of bed, and they're wearing underwear. Or cargo pants or something. It's ridiculous. You're meant to believe that they were doing all that with... Come on. You know, but I've been on TV so much in the past year that I get out of bed now, I'm wearing a full tuxedo. Just in case I have to host an award ceremony. Also, you know, I like to be formal when I'm on my own. Oh, listen, I ain't cheap. I take myself out for dinner or maybe a movie. Take myself home, maybe drive myself to Makeout Point. Where is Makeout Point in Los Angeles? Where's Makeout? Well, Mulholland. I thought it was a Playboy mansion. I don't know. Now, on most TV shows, it's not the sex that keeps us watching, it's the sexual tension. Sexual tension that keeps you watching. You remember the sitcom Cheers? Because once Sam and Diane got together, it wasn't as good. The sexual tension was gone. Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd in Moonlight, same thing. And Batman and Robin, once that, same thing. Batman and Robin was not as sexy after they came out of the bat closet. That was it. When Batman undid his utility belt, come on, Robin, I want to show you the bat pole. Come over here. Come over here. So, I tell you what the thing is that what the real issue is, all this sex on TV harmful to the kids, is it? Yes. Yeah, I think perhaps no one really knows for sure, but I have no idea what the answer is, but I feel kids should learn about sex the old-fashioned way. From the president. You know what I'm saying? From the president.